Hello everyone. Today through this video we will try to understand what is e-commerce. Now e-commerce is made up of two words, that is E, which stands for electronic, and commerce. So electronic commerce. Now what is commerce? Commerce is nothing but trade, that is buying and selling of goods and services. Now the same thing are done with the help of electronic media, that is internet, and that is why it is known as electronic commerce. Now every person, it may be a 2-year kid or a 80 years old man, everybody is busy on their tablets or mobile phone doing different types of transaction. It may be buying and selling of goods or services, it may be exchange of data, it may be getting entertained, getting education. All these things are being done with the help of internet, which is a part of e-commerce. So, we can say that electronic commerce refers to buying and selling of goods or services using internet and the transfer of money and the data to execute these transactions. Now, what are the features of e-commerce? The very first feature of e-commerce is ubiquity. Ubiquity is being omnipresent or being present everywhere. Just now I explained you, from a local region to a global world, everybody is now using internet for doing all the types of transaction. That is, e-commerce is present everywhere, that is from rural to global area. That is why it is ubiquitous in nature. Next feature of e-commerce is being global, or it has got a global reach. Now because of usage of internet, there are no boundary limitations for doing the transaction. You may buy or you may sell the goods to a consumer who is sitting outside India, or you may transfer the money to an individual who is having the account out of your state or out of your country. All this is possible because of e-commerce, and that is why it has got a global reach. Next feature of e-commerce is it has got universal standards. That means same standards are applicable to each and every individual who is busy doing transactions with the help of e-commerce. Standards are applicable for buying and selling of goods, standards are applicable for doing banking transactions, standards are applicable for doing organizational transactions, or it may be exchange of data. Next feature is it gives you interactivity. That means you can interact with people by sitting at your place. You can send the data, you can pass on the information, you can promote your good, you can advertise your good with the help of e-commerce. You can you can give education with the help of e-commerce, you can entertain others. All this is possible because of e-commerce, which gives the feature of interactivity. Next feature of e-commerce is information density and richness. Now as we surf through the sites of different organization, you can get a lot of information about the products or the services which are available in the market. At the same time, we get number of things known, or we get a lot of information about the things going on around us. For example, now in this pandemic situation also, by sitting at places, we can get a lot of information through the internet, and that is what the feature of e-commerce is. That is, it has got a huge information availability, which is known as information density and richness. The next feature of e-commerce is personalization. Now it is because of e-commerce, the organization or a business person can target the required group, can personalize the message according to the customer's requirement. The organization can modify the product, it can customize the product depending upon the requirement and the feedback from the customer. So these are the features of e-commerce. Next, functions of e-commerce. The first function of e-commerce is communication function. Already I explained you, with the help of e-commerce you can pass on the message, you can interact with each other, you can send the emails, you can go for EDI, that is electronic data information, and that is what communication function is. Next is process management. Now what is process management? With the help of e-commerce you can make it possible to share the data or to carry out different processes. You can work on two different PCs with at the same time by giving the accessibility, and that is what is process management. Next is service management function. Now you are getting a lot of options from different organization with the help of e-commerce. For example, you can book the railway ticket, that is a service which is being provided. You can consult the doctor, you can book different appointments, which is also a part of service management. You can track your shipment with the help of the websites available, so that is the part of service management function. And next is transaction capability function. For example, all type of transaction is nothing but buying and selling of goods or sharing of information, which is a basic function of e-commerce. Now we are going to focus upon what is the difference between traditional commerce and e-commerce. Now with the help of different differential points, we will see the comparison between traditional commerce and e-commerce. The first differential point is scope. Now for traditional commerce, the scope is limited to the local or a regional area. Now where you have set up your shop or where you have your business located, the scope of your business is limited to that particular region. But in case of e-commerce, as we have already seen, it had removed all the boundaries and you can do each and every type of transaction at a global level. Second differential point is time. Now whatever transaction we used to do in traditional commerce, it took almost weeks to complete the transaction. But now with the help of e-commerce, at a single click you can complete all the transaction. It hardly takes few seconds or few minutes to complete the transactions. Now the third point is product attributes. In case of traditional commerce, the product attributes are decided by the seller, because in case of traditional commerce, the seller is a dominating person. The seller sells the product which he or she wants. But in case of e-commerce, the attributes of the products are decided by the buyer, because buyers are getting more option. They can do the comparison and then they can finalize or they can take the final decision. Next is availability. Now generally in case of traditional commerce, the shops are open between 8 to 5 pm, so it has got a time constraint. But in case of e-commerce, all the facilities are available 24/7, so there is no time constraint. Prices. In case of traditional commerce, prices are listed as per the local market. But in case of e-commerce, as I told you, it has got no boundary limit, it has got global reach. That is why the prices are to be checked at global level, and then we have to finalize the prices for our products and services. Because one of the example I can give is, we always see the advertisement regarding policybazaar.com, in which they say first you compare and then decide. Now the customers are getting the chance, or they are getting the information about availability of different products of different brands. They get a chance to compare and then they make a decision. And that is why for price decision in case of e-commerce, we have to compare it at global market. Next point of difference is assets. In case of traditional commerce, the location of shop is a asset. You always see that big bazaars or shopping malls are situated or located at the central point in the cities. We never find the Z Shopee, or we never find big bazaars or city center malls in rural area, because in case of traditional commerce, location plays an important role for promoting your business. But in case of e-commerce, the customer database is an asset for the organization or for a businessman, because the large number of database can give you a large number of customer. You can attract a lot of customer, take their feedback and sell the products to them depending upon their requirement. So these are the differential points between traditional commerce and e-commerce. Now, what are the advantages of e-commerce? The first advantage is it gives you faster buying and selling procedure. At the same time, it gives you ease to find the products. Now, by sitting at your place, you can buy the products or you can sell the products or services very easily with the help of your company's website. At the same time, a customer can easily find the product of his or her choice by surfing different sites, by comparing the products, the qualities, the features and the prices provided or offered by different businesses. Next is buying and selling available 24/7. As I already explained you, it is one of the important feature or the advantage of e-commerce, that is this facility is available 24/7. Next is more reach to customers. There is no theoretical geographical limitation. Again, the same point, it has got no boundary limits. You can reach to customers who are sitting outside your country, who are sitting out of your state, and still you can interact with these people and you can sell your products. It has got low operational cost and better quality of services. Now, you need not to set up the huge buildings, or you need not to have a lot of machinery for running your business. You just need to have the technical support. You need to have technical support as only, because of which is lower down the operational cost and you are in direct contact with your customer, which reduces the supply chain management and ultimately reducing the total cost. At the same time, you can provide better quality of services. That means you can immediately give the feedback or immediately solve the queries or the problems of your customers. Next advantage, no need of physical company setup. As I already explained, you need not to set up the company or need not to set up the shop. You can sell your products with the help of the website. Next is it is easy to start and manage a business online. Now there are different companies which helps you to design your website. GoDaddy is one of the examples for that. With the help of godaddy.com, you can build your website and all the products can be easily sold without having a physical company setup. Next is customers can easily select products from different providers without moving around physically. That is, by sitting at your place, you can purchase any product whichever you desire for by doing the comparison and then finalizing your decision. Now, as we know, every coin has two sides. Similarly, along with advantages, there are certain disadvantages or limitations of e-commerce. The very prime or very first limitation of e-commerce is security. Now, security is a major concern for all the customers who are doing the transactions online. Number of cyber crimes are increasing, and that is increasing the concern for the customers for doing the transactions online. Next is lack of privacy. As we all know, if we are doing the transaction online, we need to give all our details for completing the transaction, and that is also a part of concern for the customers as well as for the business person. Next is trust issue. Now a survey has been conducted. According to that, people, especially the Indian people, are not trusting the net banking or online payment option. They always go for cash on delivery option, that is they make the payment only after the delivery of goods at their place. So trust issue is major limitation to the e-commerce. Next is product suitability. Now it is not possible to sell each and every product online because for example, if there are perishable goods means the shelf life of such product is small. For example, vegetables or milk products cannot be sold online as it has got less shelf life. They may get spoiled soon, or so that is why it is not suitable for all the products to be sold online. Then there are certain legal issues, laws followed. Cyber crimes are increasing, and that is increasing the concern of the organizations and the customer. Then we have technical limitations. Again, for example, if you are doing the transaction and all of a sudden if there is a power supply cut, in this case your transaction won't be completed. Again, there can be a technical limitation. Everybody cannot use the internet, or everybody is not aware about how to serve different sites, so that can be a technical limitations. Next is you need to have highly qualified personnel. If you are doing business online, you require highly qualified personnel for handling your website and doing the transaction, collecting customer database and solving their problems and queries. Next is cultural problems. As I told you, e-commerce has got a global reach, because of which the customers are from different areas, from different localities and from different countries, and because of which there is a difference between the culture people are having, and because of which certain products which are acceptable in our country, it might not be acceptable in other country, and that leads to cultural problems, that may lead to language barriers, that may lead to understanding each other's interactions. Next is again huge technical costs are required. We need to have the internet connection, we need to set up, we need to give a computer system setup. Again, we need to bear the maintenance costs, so that is going to increase the total technical cost. Next is bandwidth problem. Now in simple terms, bandwidth is the total amount of data that can be sent at a single time. So again, that gives a limitation to the data that we can give to our customer, or that we can feed on our website. Next limitation is lack of universally accepted standards for quality, security and reliability. Again, quality is one of the major problem the customers are facing. Whatever is being seen online, it is not necessary that exactly the same product would be delivered, or it would be having the same quality. Security and reliability is again a major issue which we still have to tackle. Now we need to see what are the recent trends that are going on in e-commerce. The very first recent trend is mobile devices. Now entire market is running on mobiles during current times. Every consumer is on their tablets or mobile phones, and the organization can target this audience with the help of e-commerce. The second recent trend is voice search. We are all well aware about voice search. The best example for this is Amazon Echo or Alexa. Even Google is giving the option of voice search. Next recent trend is user experience. Now this is what the customer is experiencing while doing the transaction with the help of e-commerce. Now what an organization can do, or how it can take the advantage of this, is user experience can be used for wowing your client, or it can be used for effective shipping methods, or at the same times you can go for comparison of prices and give maximum benefits to your customers. Next recent trend is artificial intelligence. As we all know, artificial intelligence is doing human tasks such as visual perception, speech recognition, decision making, translating languages, etc. Because of which we can easily communicate with our customer, collect the customer database, track our customers. We can give the personalized answers to the customer's question. Next recent trend is QR codes. Now these QR codes can be scanned with the help of mobile phones. This helps us to link a product packaging to online store. It also offers big discounts and gifts. It leads customers to social media and content platform, and it also links to customer feedback page. Next recent trend is video marketing. This is the best thing or the best way to promote our product or to advertise our product. We can make the video about our product and then we can promote our product with the help of video marketing. Now any product can be advertised with the help of video marketing. YouTube is the largest search engine that helps us to video market our product. If we properly tag this video, it can give you the maximum benefits of targeting the audience or attracting the audience towards your product. The next recent trend is social media. If you want to stay in the long run, you need to be active on social media. Now you can see the audience is spending maximum time on the social media, especially in this pandemic situation. Everybody is busy interacting with each other with the help of social media, and this is the time where we can gather maximum traffic to our website, and we can increase our sales to maximum with the help of social media. The next recent trend is rise of ROPO. Now ROPO stands for research online and purchase offline. Now this is the trend going on from last few years, wherein customer research number of products available, different brands available. They are going to make the comparison, they are going to decide, and then they are going to purchase offline. So this is the best option available for the customers, as well as this is the opportunity for the organization or businessman to promote their product and to sell their product. Next recent trend is more storefront apps available. Now we are all aware about different apps which are available. For example, we have the app of Big Basket, Flipkart, Amazon, with the help of which we can buy or sell our goods and services easily by sitting at our place. And the last recent trend in e-commerce is augmented reality. Now what is augmented reality? It is an interactive experience of real world environment where the objects that reside in real world are enhanced by computer generated perceptual information, audios, videos, etc. That is, whatever is available in real world, same things are being shown with the help of computer technology. The best example for augmented reality we all know is about the mobile app, which is Pokemon Go, which was released in 2016. So with the help of augmented reality, we can easily promote our product and sell our products and services to the customers. So in this video, we have seen what is e-commerce, what are its advantages, disadvantages, and the recent trends that are going on. Thank you.